We're starting here with Naded, and let's see which one he chooses. He's looking through them, and he goes to the DMR.
Bread and butter.
I think that's a safe pick here. Spawning bottom on Haven is going to be interesting also to see as he has radar. So SK quickly turns around and picks him off. Oh, SK almost turning and winning that battle.
Both one shot.
Yeah, a nice job there from SK to salvage that battle, getting that nade as Naded now. Nice shots there. Now take a look at Naded using that jetpack. I'm going to be talking about this all weekend, Euphorics. So I'd like to preface it now. The jetpack in Halo 4 is so powerful.
Unless, of course, you just jetpack top middle and get melted by everyone on the map, but it does provide you with some interesting routes of travel. You can take little shortcuts, you can make some long jumps, and Neighbor already on a killing spree here in this game.
Yeah, and look at that. The next closest person is Naded with 10. Neighbor just getting quick 5 kills. Naded just staying on with that jetpack.
By a
of
pixel.
Course, that jetpack has been modified. But look at Neighbor. They're staying there. Looks like he had that beam rifle, picking up 6 quick kills. Nice job there. Neighbor off to an awesome start in this MLG feature free-for-all.
Definitely. And as we see, look at that ordnance meter there, almost filled up. So Naded here will be able to call in an ordnance soon and have, as we see, perfect timing there. And now he's got a choice of either the new pulse grenade, the Promethean grenades, a needler, which as we've seen is extremely powerful, or a speed boost. But a great out DMR there for the headshot on Enable. And it looks like he does call in the speed, but it spawns a little far away from him. Still able to get that killing spree, assassination beatdown. And now we are switching on board with a Neighbor who has been absolutely on fire. And
what I'd like to highlight right there, Euphorics, was that he called in that speed boost in a bad situation. He called it in, and then he got taken out. He didn't even have time to get it. He instead had to go fight another battle because he was weak. There's definitely going to be times when you need to call that personal ordnance in at a different time. Maybe wait till you respawn or wait till you're in cover, because he went ahead and wasted that personal ordnance that he had earned.
And as I look at some of the other players' screens here, we do have Prototype and Enable opting to go with that hard light shield class. So maybe we can switch to one of them and see how they are using as we are going to switch to Prototype's screen here.
And he's probably now calling in an ordnance. You see, as you have those options on the D-pad, a brand new feature in Halo 4. He decides to go for the damage boost. You see his screen is highlighted a little bit red. So that's actually going to be a 3-shot BR kill, I believe, if the settings are correct, and also a 3-shot DMR kill. Super fast kill times as he picks up another grenade kill. Let's see what he can do here. And he hits that.
There he is.
Killing so fast, that damage boost is really valuable. And especially imagine in a team setting now, picking up a triple kill. He might be able to pick up his overkill, but time has gone out. But look at that.
Killing spree.
I can't talk about how powerful it is.
That is so good, and I'd almost like to see him rushing a little more. He was kind of playing a little hesitant, doing a great job of picking his battles, but I think if he would have pushed up more and caught these players off guard, he definitely could have caught him by surprise with those 3-shot kills.
Right, and now look, because of that damage boost, now he's only down. Nice shots there on Royal 2. Picks up the double kill. Now he's only down by 10. It gets another ordnance. So you see how quickly you can build momentum in this Infinity Slayer game.
Definitely, and that damage boost playing a big part of that, able to rack up those kills so quickly, spotting Neighbor from behind, taking him out, and as he has just taken the lead, is now winning, and great job calling in the ordnance there, cleans up the players around him, then able to get that speed boost, tries to run away.
Right. And see, that's what I was talking about, Euphorics. I'd like to see him wait till he had full shields, or maybe perhaps the next spawn to call on that speed boost. But see, right now, as we're now on board with Enable, who is now flying around, and he does have an ordnance option as well. Nice shots there from Enable, proving that the battle rifle is a viable option in primary. There's a lot of debate in the hardcore competitive community as to whether or not that DMR is superior. But I think what we're seeing time and time again is it really, like you said earlier, depends on what your personal preference is.
Right, and we see Enable with the sword now missing that slice there and is taken out from behind by Neighbor. Neighbor now reclaiming the lead, is in first with 170 points, but these players aren't far behind. Enable with 150, so yeah.
You gotta wonder, Euphorics, why hasn't he called this ordnance in every spawn after spawn? He's opting not to use it just yet, instead grenading himself. You have to wonder what's going through his head right now. But he is staying alive here, and he's only down by 4 kills, so maybe he'll be able to fight his way back into this right now in a battle. It looks like he might be pinched in between 2 people. He does get taken out. But now we see some Promethean Vision here.
Here we go. So Promethean Vision, for those of you that don't know, has been balanced since that E3 build. Getting a nice snapshot, taking him out there, don't even need that scope, almost getting another one. Opts to switch to that BR, taking him out, cleaning up the kills there, and now he is a few points away from an ordnance. And let's see how he puts this Promethean Vision to work, if he's going to try to snipe that player he saw in blue base, hiding behind that little edge.
Ninja is not missing. As you just saw, he picked up that beam rifle down bottom middle, and he hit a few snapshots, and whenever he hits, hitting quick scopes, and Ninja is certainly back. Now picking up speed boost here, but gets taken out
right away.
I think there's a little bit of unluckiness that comes with that ordnance. Whoever picks it up usually gets melted right away, but Noob right now, as he gets taken out there, unfortunately, but will spawn back up with the battle rifle.
Yep. Spotting Enable top mid, taking him out. Ninja now in the lead, switching back and forth, 240 points there, and Neighbor does take him out. A lot of players going, it seems like, with that battle rifle, which honestly catches me by surprise. Halo Reach being the last Halo installment, I was expecting a lot of these players to be going with the DMR since it would sort of feel like home.
Right.
But it seems like a lot of these players are finding an old friend in the battle rifle.
Definitely, that's a good point you bring up, Euphorics. We saw at Play Expo in the UK, a lot of those professional players from that side of the world. Nice job there with the double kill. Got a whole bunch of medals. A lot of players are choosing the DMR because they were at a Halo Reach tournament, so they're used to the single shot weapon. However, I think there is a lot of nostalgia built into the battle rifle, which of course got its fame and popularity from Halo 2 and Halo 3. So I think we're going to see an interesting mix this week, and I really can't wait to see how those primary weapon battles really end up.
Oh, again, calling in that ordnance and
immediately. Maybe that's why Enable wasn't calling in the ordnance, because he knew
he knew what would happen.
Yeah, he would die right away. Nice shots there from Enable as he's able to take out Ryan Noob.
But to his credit there, the overshield is interesting in that if you are down shields, there is no more delay on when your shields will come back. So your shields will begin to instantly recharge with that overshield. And in addition to having the extra shield layer, you're also 30% resistant to damage. So it's a little bit stronger. As he picks it up there, is going to be able to pick up that double, exemplifying my points, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, excellent job there as he picks up the quick double, and that's really all you can hope to do on every spawn. If you're able to get 2 kills every time you spawn, you're bound to win the game now. He's in the lead, 310 to 270, using a nice ledge there and hopping over the side of the map. That's probably the first time we've seen that, and that Neighbor tries to use that same ledge, but he takes him out and punishes him. Really nice job there.
A lead of about 30 points now, as I think we still have, I believe it's Naded in first, but, you know, players just not really, a lot of players sticking with this DMR jetpack. Like you said, you're a big fan of the jetpack, and it seems like a lot of these competitive players would agree with that.
I think especially on a map like Haven, where top control really is very important, but not essential. So there are times when you do want to drop down, but you want to get right back in the action. That's what the jetpack gives you the liberty to do. We've seen players use it to get an extra angle on its enemy, or when they're bottom, they can lift up an area that is otherwise unable to get to without the jetpack.
Seeing an interesting jump that Naded used there. I'm sure a lot of players will end up discovering these nooks and crannies on the map throughout the tournament, and it's definitely giving him an advantage, sort of catching players off guard and surprising them as he goes for it again. Oh, and he's going to be able to correct it with the jetpack there as he's up 40 points, avoiding that nade. Seeing Enable, is he going to be able to get the out DMR there? Oh,
and they end
up
taking each other out. Yeah, so what's also cool on this map is there certainly are, as you had started to say, a lot of nooks and crannies. I've been very fortunate to have spent a little bit of time on myself at these industry events over the course of the summer, and this map really does lend itself so well to competitive play, not just because of the clean lines and the symmetry, but also there are little jumps and nooks and ledges that you can get on, and a player who knows this map is going to win the game.
Yep. Enable here sticking with that, and I don't even know if that's still his same ordnance that he hasn't called in yet, but he's spotting Neighbor trying to jetpack up there, and that's that sort of risk reward that comes in with that jetpack. You can sort of get an extreme angle on your opponents, but on a free-for-all map like this, it leaves you extremely exposed in certain scenarios too.
Enable might be an anti-ordnance kind of guy, and it's kind of showing in the scoreboard, isn't it?
Yeah, he is down about 90 points there, or exactly 90 points. As we see him taken out. So, and I'd like to see him maybe utilizing that hard light shield a little more when he's down. He
or
could
utilizing
be
the ordnance.
Yeah, or all of the above maybe.
Yeah, so Enable not calling on that ordnance for some reason, but taking out a player there with the battle rifle. But I am glad to see that he is using that battle rifle. It's cool to see, as we started to say earlier, all those weapons into play, and it's going to be really nice to see in the competitive matches tomorrow in a team setting what that looks like.
Definitely. So here we go. It looks like he has actually called down that ordnance, but I think he did die with it. So yeah.
And Puckett has actually ran over to Enable's station and hit his ordnance. That pulse grenade ordnance was called in by Chris Puckett, who was fed up with not seeing that called in and calls it in. So Enable is forced to use that.
And Naded still in first with 470 points there. Everyone else just trying to keep up. Maybe, could be something where, they're not used to all the sort of options they have. So they're just sort of sticking with what feels familiar. Because there's definitely ways that they could be using, say, camo or even the hologram to fool players and try to make comebacks and that sort of thing. But it just looks like that Naded just has such a solid handle on things right now. As I'm looking off screen here, he does have a saw in his hand, so he could potentially go on a big spree with that, getting in players' faces and just really utilizing its up close ferocity.
Yeah, really nice.
There we go.
Really nice job there. And he's going to probably turn on that kill too. What I've been surprised, and I think you have had a chance to use the weapon as well, you'd be surprised at the range of the saw. It's deadly up close, but if you're in a mid-range battle and you know there's a chance you might win that battle, most times you do. That saw is a very powerful weapon. And of course, that's the reason it can only be called down in personal ordnance.
Correct.
And of course, world ordnance as
right.
well.
You're not going to see anyone off spawn with that, of course.
And there's SK with the speed boost, reinventing the SK strafe in Halo 4 now, just moving in one direction with the speed boost, so it's nearly impossible to keep up with him. If you see players who are skilled using the speed boost, it is impossible almost to kill them. In a team setting, if you call down the speed boost, you can literally run circles around the enemy team. So utilizing that power-up, just like it has been in the past with the overshield and the active camo in past Halo games, utilizing that power-up and taking full advantage of it is going to be so important.
And as we see here, Naded doing a great job just staying down in that like white lower base and just letting the players come to him, picking him off with that DMR from range, using the jetpack to surprise SK here, and he is just absolutely on fire in this free-for-all.
Oh, absolutely. You can know he's pumped to be here. A player who's always been known as a very quick player, player that no one would ever count out from a team game or a free-for-all game. Naded, one of the most dedicated Halo players, and he's really showing it here. He's out now 580 to 490.
Getting another ordnance. I'm going to guess that he's going to go with the damage boost there and show us some of that. Yeah, as he calls in the damage boost, so
he might be able to get a damage boost and a speed boost if he gets across the map. That would be the first time that I had ever seen a damage boost and a speed boost. Those are stackable, by the way, but it's very rare to see those. I'd love to see him try to go for that, but it looks like he's just going to go for the damage boost and just rip these bullets through people. He might be doing it.
Yeah, I love the way he's playing, just super aggressive, knows that it's a 3-shot kill, just going to absolutely like look at those dots on his radar and just put shots into people.
Right, getting an assist there. And eventually gets taken out. You can imagine just how powerful that damage boost, as well as the speed boost
is.
Look
at the lead it gave him now, though. He has 630 points with 3 minutes left. It looks like he, obviously anything could happen, but it looks like he's in a great position there.
Almost takes out Ryan Noob. You see Naded time and time again jetpacking top middle and sacrificing really himself to get a different angle on the one player he's fighting. And as you see, in this free-for-all setting, it's absolutely paying off for him. He'll win that second 1v1 battle, maybe die after that. Excellent shots. I cannot
and he
believe.
Had the saw.
Yeah, I mean, Naded really confident in his shot. He's never backing down. No matter what enemies are shooting him with, he's not backing down. Also using the jetpack there to avoid that grenade. And Hysteria says no with the scatter shot.
Yeah. Another great weapon. Hysteria using it extremely well. And in that little tight corner that Naded was pinned down in, those scatter shot bullets are going to bounce all around, and you pretty much, aren't going to have a hard time missing.
Hysteria might have just found maybe a little wall glitch right there. As you see, he was hiding there, and half his Spartan character was in the wall. That might be a little bit of a wall glitch, maybe someone that's tough to shoot. For those of you who are unfamiliar with wall glitches, not actually a glitch in a sense, more of a competitive advantage and knowledge of the map, where you can sit in a wall and it's very difficult to shoot you, but you can generally shoot against your enemy. So like we said, this map proving to be quite competitive.
Yeah, and I really like the way this is actually playing with FFA too. It doesn't seem like that all the players are congested or in one certain area. It's got a really nice flow to it. Players are engaging in 1v1 battles on these streets and underneath in the sort of subways and that sort of thing. And a lot of the fights happening around these ramps. With a minute 30 left, though, I can't see anyone else taking this but Naded.
Right, and he's got to be so pumped to play this weekend, and you see he's playing against the best players right now and winning in this fashion. I'm really looking forward to seeing him play 4v4 tomorrow and Sunday. Yeah,
and I'm sure this is going to be huge for his confidence in boosting that up, and just like you said, I'm excited to see what he can do.
So right there, he spawns now, and I like how he didn't call the ordnance in right away. Instead, he finishes his kill, probably going to call it in now. Now that he's got a little bit of time, but instead just keeps sprinting across.
Assuming those players are weak and that they've been in battle, he's looking to clean those up before he does anything else.
Right, so really just going straight for the kills, wasting no time at all, and maybe now when he spawns he will call on this ordnance top middle or bottom middle, but instead just going straight for the players, using his radar, because, I mean, just look how many dots are on his radar when he spawns. There's players all around him. He just called in the request, and once you call him the ordnance, Euphorics, you're dead.
The curse of the ordnance.
So now he's leading 740 to 640, a whopping 10-kill lead. Really nice job here. Takes out Hysteria. Like we said, it's so solid. A lot of people are saying if you hit every shot with the DMR, it's really tough to beat. I mean, against the other primaries. But of course, we have seen players like Enable and others getting kills with that battle rifle, so it's really cool to see that. I mean, and Naded just getting where he needs to be quickly because of that jetpack.
Yeah, and that just shows like the versatility of these armor abilities. They can be used in different ways. as we saw earlier, that first double kill Naded got, he actually used the jetpack to avoid a grenade.
Right.
Then he uses it to flank around the outside of that map into the white base, taking out Ryan Noob there. Just if you're looking for how you should play Halo 4, look no further.
Right. I mean, Naded just making an example there. He won that game 780 to 670, and he wins our first ever competitive MLG style free-for-all in Halo 4. So congrats to Naded, and of course, thank you all the players who joined us in this match. Hope you